I had the good fortune of meeting Mr. Ailey when I was 17 years old, and I was on scholarship at his school. He was always involved in our classes, and he chose a group of us to choreograph on. So I was able to work with him, and he choreographed Night Creatures and The Mooch and like 8 other ballets, which a lot of them are now in the Ailey repertory. And then shortly after that, he invited me to join the main company. And he just gave me a letter, and he said, Miss Allen, would you join the company at 12 o'clock noon, whatever date that was. And this was in the 70s. One of the things that was so amazing about Alvin is he wanted us, the dancers, to experience many different choreographers, many different styles, which is quite extraordinary, right? He says, I don't want you just to do my work. So he would bring in choreographers from all over the world, and he always encouraged all of us to go see art. He would say, did you see this exhibit? If we would be on tour, if we would be in Europe, he says, make sure you go to this gallery, which is also very different than most directors. When you think of classical, they just want you to eat, sleep, dance. He was not like that. He says, go see art, hear music. He said, I want you to make friends with people who aren't dancers. I want you to read poetry. He says, those things will make you rich, and they will bring you the character you need on stage. So this exhibit was him. I see so many of his friends in it, his personal letters, things that he held dear, and particularly the long video, how it just expands across the whole space. They have so many years going back, so I see the people who were my mentors dancing, and I see some of the videos of the dancers from my generation. And I remember Alvin, when I hear him talk, I remember him saying those things, right? So it was just beyond personal, because I loved him. He was a magnificent person. And he really informed who I am today. You know, he had one of those ways of seeing things in you that you didn't see yourself. When he was starting to choreograph things on me, it was completely different styles that I never saw myself doing those styles whatsoever. I didn't even know I had it in me, but somehow he did. So he was an extraordinary man. And I'm just so thankful that the Whitneys recognize that, and so many people will be able to see this magnificent exhibit and honoring this great man who was more than just a dancer or a choreographer. He was all this.